Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are live. We are live. And this is a big episode, Mo Sports TV. And we here with Todd Frazier. Clap it up, man. What's going on, Todd?
What's up, baby? How we doing?
Oh, we living good. We're feeling good, man. This is a great honor to have you, man. Two-time All-Star, Olympic guy. Oh, man. Home run derby champ. Oh, man. We got a legend in the basement, man. We got a legend in the basement. Tom's River legend at that. That's crazy. And I'm with Ja Cal, and I'm with Matt Chi.
Yes, sir.
We got Ed in the back cooling in the cut. He'll be around once we say something crazy. You already know he's going to creep around.
He's just going to be hating in the back right now.
That's what he do.
Yeah, that's what he do. He creep until it's time to go. But we got a lot to talk about today. We got a bunch of questions for Todd. If you have any questions for Todd, make sure y'all ask in the comment section. We'll try and get to all of them. As long as it's a good question, we got you. But first and foremost, we got to talk to Todd about how we linked with each other, Mo Sports and Todd Frazier. He has a Pong charity tournament coming up in the next coming weeks at Sawmill and Seaside Heights for charity at the top for the Tom's River Field of Dreams, which helps kids with special needs. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So, Todd, do you want to elaborate on that? You want to talk about what exactly we're going to be doing?
Yeah, man. It first came to me. A good friend of mine, Christian Kane, got in a car accident. His son Gavin in the back seat had some brain trauma. So now, all he wanted for his son was to be, play sports and be a normal kid. And this is it. This is for any boy and girl from ages 2 all the way to 21 to get out there. There's baseball fields. And it's all perfect for kids in wheelchairs or whatever accessibility they need to get on there. They have a huge playground. They have a basketball court, a little mini golf. They have places for the kids to go if there's a problem, like a little safe house kind of thing.
Nice.
And it's phenomenal. It took him 5 years to get this done.
Wow.
And he still needs some more money. And I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to run this charitable event called the Todd Frazier Pong Tournament. It's basically a beer pong tournament. I don't want to call it beer because you don't have to drink if you don't want to. It's a fun event. You come there. We're going to throw balls in cups with water, and we're going to crown a champion. There's going to be prizes for people to come. And, what's today? The 13th or 14th, and we've raised over $21,000 already. And,
$21,000. Love it.
And, it's phenomenal to see how much people have come out and supported it. And I'm here. I got to give a couple shout outs to the sponsors, if that's all right with you guys.
Yes, go ahead. Plug them in.
First off, Autoland with Mark Montanero. He's the one that actually paid to play with me in beer pong. Raised over $3,000. It was phenomenal. Serve Pro, same thing. Serve Pro, they'll help you out with any problems in your house, leaks, whatever it is. We got Brim Technologies, Mystic Meat, Seafood Market, Ship Bottom, Antonio's Trattoria, Amped Fitness. Go get yourself swole. Big dog, you need it. Let's go.
I definitely do.
Me too. PC Richard and Axe Staffing, Community Pharmacy and Mobility with my man Jerry. He's my neighbor. He put in a good amount. A couple more. Beacon Wealth, my man Anthony Calabrese. And the last one is Sun Run. Helps out with some solar. My buddy Brady Martinez. And many more coming, but this is me giving my thanks back to them. Hopefully they see this and understand that we really appreciate what they did.
Absolutely, man. Clap it up for all the sponsors. And this is sponsored by Wings and Things, Tom's River. Shout out to Vinny. Yes, he was a big part of this as well. So that was awesome.
Two more things. We got you coming through, big dog.
I helped for sure.
Of course. And then we got Divine Live. It's
the
group coming in. They're supplying the first place team. I'm going to say it now. The first place team's going to win a 70-inch TV. So there's going to be some great prizes coming out. You got to play to win. It's going to be a good time. It's at the Sawmill. Thank my guy Ron over there.
Yes.
I really appreciate it because we went through some tough times finding a spot. We got it.
Yes.
You got to get it in by June 20th. Your team, and once that gets going, we'll have a big monster bracket with all the sponsors on there. Miller Lite is representing too, helping us out, and Ron at the Sawmill is giving away free pizza the whole time from 12 o'clock to 5. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your loved ones, and even if you're not playing, come on and have a good time. There'll be other raffles going off. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be super fun. There's going to be raffles there, like you said. It's $100 a person if you want to play in the actual tournament. But if you don't want to play, you can still come, chill, hang out, and support, and still put money into the raffles as well, and still be able to donate to the Toms River Field of Dreams.
Without a doubt.
So in case people were wondering, where can they buy in at? Or where can they go?
So the link is in my bio on Instagram, Flavor Frazier 21. Okay. It's also at Eventbrite, right? Eventbrite.
Yes, eventbrite.com. All you got to do is, if you can't find it, if you really can't find it, just type in Todd Frazier on the search box, and it'll be the first thing to pop up. But yeah, link in bio. And I actually have the link on the caption on Facebook Live. Perfect. So there's a link right there that you guys can click on, and you can sign right up.
And even if you can't come, man, if you want to support, put it, we'll take any 20, 50, whatever you feel your heart needs to give out to these kids, because they deserve the best too as well. I know, honestly.
Real class act, Todd.
Appreciate it.
And we, as Toms River citizens in general, appreciate everything you've done for the city, man. It's a beautiful thing. And we're going to continue to keep on doing great things for charity and for the Toms River Field of Dreams in general, because that's a beautiful facility, man, over there in Toms River, right? Over there on Bay.
No doubt about it. It took a while, like I said, to do. You got the golf course over there. You want to play a couple holes? Come on over and.
I can't go.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get your swing right.
Hey, you never know, man. That might get you right in other things too. Watch out. Hey, at the end of the day, you got to move those hips, big dog. That's all good.
Yeah, right.
Hey, but at the end of the day, it's in a perfect spot. The police station's right there in Toms River, and these kids. We were there for the grand opening. The smiles on their faces, almost brought tears to your eyes. That's how cool
that's
it was.
Love.
No doubt.
That's love. Great cause. It's gonna be a great time, and yeah, make sure you buy a ticket or at least come and support. I think it's gonna be great.
We outside with it.
We are outside indeed. All right, so let's get into the actual. Let's get into some questions, some fan questions. We got some questions. The first one I'll ask, Todd, is you've played for a good amount of teams in your career. What city was your favorite city to play in, and why?
Oh boy. You know what? I got to be honest with you. I could always say New York. I could say Chicago, Boston, but there's an undercover city that many don't know about, and that's Milwaukee. Listen, have you guys ever been to Milwaukee yet?
No.
I drove through there.
Listen, so every year or every time we played there, so I played 11 years in the big leagues, and we had this, I don't know why we stayed at the haunted hotel. There's a haunted hotel there. I'm telling you, bro, called the Pfister, and I tell you right now, there's two different spots. So as a big leaguer, you get in your contract that you guys might not know. Most big leaguers, you're getting your second big contract. You get this a suite. You get your own room.
Okay.
You get your own room as it is, but you can get a suite as well.
Okay.
So you got the kitchen, you got the 2 other rooms, whatever. But if you get the suite on Milwaukee, that means you're going to the haunted side. So so listen, I didn't know the first time, and I'm telling you right now, man, my TV went off one time, and it shook me up. But people were talking about hearing noises and stuff. Like every time, there's always a story, but that's besides the point. They have awesome bars to go to out there. They got all the couple universities over there. We had such a good time. They actually had a beer pong event going on over there. We had an off day.
The Brewers, so it kind of goes with the territory.
I didn't win, but at the same time, it was phenomenal. It's one of the best cities for me personally to go out in and have a good time.
It did look like the Bucks had a good parade after they won the NBA Finals. So I could see that. I could definitely see that.
All right. Next question. Who is your favorite active MLB player to watch right now?
Oh, man. The simple answer is Mike Trout. That's my boy. I'm not going to go simple, though. I'm gonna say to watch right now. Oh, man. Aaron Judge, you can't say no to, man. You just can't. The guy bet on himself for one. Mm-hmm. He said, you're not going to pay me to what I want. I'm going to show you actually right now. Now the ball's in his court. He's playing with the chips. He's going, you know what? Nah, I don't want to go here. He's going to figure out wherever the heck he wants to go. He's from the Bay Area for one. So we're talking about San Fran. We're talking about LA, San Diego. Those guys got money.
They do have money. They could compete with the Yankees when it comes to a contract battle.
And he's had some clutch hits. He's got the most RBIs, the most home runs. I mean, even if he went for the next 100, he'd still be batting where he needs to be. So,
sure,
I'm speaking crazy, but at the same time, the guy bet on himself, and he's a class act on and off the field. You hear him talk after games and 4 games. I mean, he thinks about what he says. I always tell him, I text him, man, say something wrong on an interview one time. You ain't got to be like Derek. You ain't got to be like Derek Jeter every time, man. So, yeah, he's a great dude. I couldn't be more happier for him.
That's awesome.
Wait a minute, Todd. I got to ask. It sounds like you think he's leaving.
Listen, he got disrespected at the end of the day. Let's be honest. The only reason I would think he might leave is just because of where he lives. That's it. Being a Yankee, I'll tell you right now, there's nothing better than being a Yankee, and I'll go on blast on that. I played there for half a season. That's probably the most fun I've ever had playing baseball, especially getting into playoffs and that stuff. But Yankees got some work to do, man. And if they're going to talk to him, they better talk to him before the season ends, so he doesn't have any more thinking to do after they get a chance to win a World Series.
Or Big Daddy Cohen comes with his big fat pockets and comes around.
He's not afraid. He's not afraid. Daddy Warbucks, man. He is not afraid.
Hey. Right. My question to you is, so speaking of the Yankees and the Mets, they're both number 1 seed still, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Who do you think is the favorite to win it out of them two?
Oh, man. I mean, right now I'm going to say the Yankees.
Okay.
Just because Scherzer just came back and DeGrom hasn't pitched yet this year.
Right.
If Jacob comes back, I mean, he was throwing 100 off the mound the other day. I mean,
crazy. Yeah.
Me and Jacob, I get along. I got along so well. He's an antagonizer. When he's pitching, though, locked in. Like you can't even, like if I was about Jacob, he would just be like, he's not worried about anything else except pitching. Yeah. He's got those arms where he could probably hit the floor here. That's how long-armed he is. I don't know, from throwing, he's got those loosey-goosey arms. He's a twig. He's the skinniest thing ever. He looks like, what's the guy's name? The tall guy, Sean Bradley, the tall basketball player. Yeah,
Sean Bradley.
Yeah, he's that skinny, bro. It's unbelievable. But we'll see when DeGrom comes back. But the Yankees right now are forced not to be reckoned with. They're too good.
They're crazy good. I'm not gonna lie. As a Mets fan,
no doubt. No doubt. And I'm rooting for both of them.
I'm happy about New York in general. Just two great teams. I want to see a great Subway Series in the regular season. And if God willing, you'll see a Subway Series in the playoffs. And that would be electric. That would be electric.
I don't know what I'd have to get a jersey half Yankee half when I go to the game.
For sure. So, all right. This is really like your first year like off of, Major League Baseball. How does it feel being retired from playing baseball competitively? Like, how is the switch up to you? Like, how do you feel?
It went quick, man. It went really quick. For me, after winning a silver medal in Japan,
right?
I kind of knew right then and there. I got interviewed after the game on CNBC or whatever it was. I forget what station, and I was like tearing up. I kind of understood the severity of the whole situation, even though we lost. Everybody was kind of upset, and I was upset, but at the same time,
right,
I was happy, because I knew I had such a fun career. I had a lot of ups, a lot of, good amount of downs, but that's baseball. Those ebbs and flows of the game that you got to understand. It took me a while to understand not to get mad after every at bat, not to get mad after an 0-for-4 game or 0-for-10 or whatever it is, because I knew at the end of the day, the big old thing is you worry about team play, your individual stuff will take care of itself. And I tried, preaching that to young guys like Jeff McNeil,
right?
One of my favorites on the Mets, man.
I love it.
He was tough. He had a thick skull, man. He was tough to get into his brain because he'd go 2-for-4 in that last at bat. That would ruin his whole day. And I'm like, yo, Jeff, get over here. And he wouldn't look at me. I said, Jeff, look at me, dude. Yeah. I would die to get 2 hits today, man. Cut the shit, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And hopefully, he's told me I'd helped him along the way, but God willing, I hope he keeps. He's an all-star too, so guys like that. So it was a fun transition. I got to coach my kids in flag football, basketball, and then in all-stars too. It was a blast.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Now to piggyback off the retirement, is there a part of you that misses the preparation it is to be in the big leagues?
I miss running onto the field, stretching before the game, like a half hour before the game, and just hearing the fans roar, like the coldness of the game, like in the beginning of the year, how cold it was, and at the end of the year, how cold it was. And I miss the plane flights. I miss that stuff. Baseball stuff I miss, but playing cards on the plane, watching guys,
Yeah.
lose lots of money, man.
Camaraderie.
And I didn't want to lose all the money, So it was fun times, being in a situation where it's like, do I stay in? Do I not? Like that. That's the stuff, especially when you struggle, on the series and you're flying home, you win a good amount of money. You're like, I'll be all right.
I'll be all right. So speaking of your ups, the home run derby is coming up next week, I believe.
Yes.
You are a home run derby champion. Pete Alonso is going for his third one in a row. First question is, how is the home run derby experience? Is it as tiring as it looks? And who is your favorite for this year's home run derby?
It's exhausting. Absolute exhausting.
It looks so tiring.
Dude, I'll tell you a story because both my brothers were there. So my older brother threw to me, and and then my middle brother, they called him my hype man because they weren't going to let him in too in Cincinnati, my home ballpark. And I'm like, I said, I'm not hitting any. All right, they're like, all right, whatever. We got him souped up. I forget who sang the anthem. Honestly, I forget who sang it, but I win the first round and I'm hyped. I'm like fired up. So I go through the tunnel and the group, I don't know. I forget, Third Eye Blind. I forget what group it was, some famous group that sang the anthem. They're like, yo, Frazier, good job. And my brother told me I freaking hip checked the one guy and he went flying across the room and I just kept walking. The guy's like, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. And my brother's like, what the hell did you do? So I sat down and I was drinking Pedialyte. I have one Pedialyte in between I planned it out perfect because I knew it was so hot. So I'd have my purple Pedialyte. I drink a whole one between every round.
Okay.
And he's like, dude, you know what you just did? I'm like, yeah, I just won the first round. Let's go. He's like, no, I think you broke that guy's back. And I'll never forget. And we talk about it all the time, bro. I was so hyped, and I was just, the fans were phenomenal. So
that's fun. Awesome. All right. So I got a fan question coming in. Out of all of your accolades, what is your most proud baseball moment? Was the Little League World Series championship, getting drafted, playing for New York, or the home run derbies? What was your most proud baseball accomplishment?
That's a really tough question. The home run derby is definitely stacked. I think it would have been the home run derby just because, all of us here probably practiced that in the backyard. Let's go or go on to a place. So let's play home run derby. Who can hit it the farthest? All that kind of stuff. But, winning that silver medal, because I played for 3 USA teams, one in college.
Right.
We came in first place in the Pan Am Games. We went to Cuba, bro. It was phenomenal.
I know that was fun.
Oh, my God.
I know that was fun.
Listen.
Dog.
They had the old school cars there, bro. So they don't, because nobody gives them the new stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're exonerated from everybody. But you hear the old horn, like everything was good. The food, they said we couldn't try the food, we couldn't drink the water, like everything. All we had was ham and cheese sandwiches. It was phenomenal for about a week.
It was great.
Then they finally made us French, like waffle fries. We're like, oh my God, like they were
switch up was crazy.
Minutes, but I mean, Cuba was phenomenal. Just playing there. And have you guys haven't been there, have you?
I haven't been to Cuba.
No.
I don't think we're allowed in Cuba.
No, you're
still.
not.
Honestly.
No. We had security everywhere, but I just remembered like the last game, guys were, the fans followed us all back to the hotel, not to change up the gears. And I said, what are we gonna do with this gear, guys? So we basically, guys, we're throwing it. People were jumping for this stuff, because it's a poor country, man. And these guys,
worth a lot of money to
take
them.
Anything. Yeah. And I say, you know what? Wristbands, batting gloves. I gave him the turfs. I gave him the cleats. Like everybody's just giving everything out.
That's sick.
And I remember one guy I gave something to. I gave him a pair of brand new turfs. He got on his knees, bro, and he was crying.
Wow.
And he had a Cuba jersey, and he unbuttoned the jersey and gave him. I said, no. He said, please. So we kind of swapped out that, which I thought was
that's a real jersey swap right there.
Exactly. And I played in Cuba, then we went and played in Puerto Rico. We lost there actually. We had Mike Trout on the team, Eric Hosmer, just to name a couple guys. We had a stacked bunch, and that's when Trout wasn't even known yet. And but he led all for us, and I think he had like 4 home runs. He was just dominating. I remember we lost to the Dominican, and nobody in Puerto Rico was cheering for us, bro. It was nuts. This must be part of America.
Yeah, right. Come on now.
And then I got to play for the qualifiers in Port St. Lucie, Florida, where the Mets.
The Mets, yep.
So it was like a homecoming for me. So we're playing Nicaragua. And there's more Nicaraguan fans than there are American fans. And I told the guy, I said, listen, I brought him before the game. I said, hey, listen, we're at a home turf, but guess what? All of these motherfuckers are coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, these guys haven't been out of their house yet, and all of a sudden, I got 1% Nicaraguan. They're at the games. They're cheering, like, they're going. And I love every second of that because that's how baseball should be. Like,
exactly.
In America, you go to Japan, they're singing and dancing everywhere. You go to the Latin countries, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Dominican, they're dancing, cheering. You got girls on the top step shaking their ass. You know.
It's
I'm telling you,
it's different than American sports,
man. Puerto Rico.
Hey, but it's phenomenal. You know, I love playing in America, but it's just a different way of doing it. And they're cheering, they're playing their music. They go up one nut and honest, and the crowd's going crazy.
Going nuts.
And I said, all right, I had bases loaded. I said, that's it. You know,
all right, time for y'all to shut up.
I got us back on the board, and then we ended up winning 7-1. And it was just playing for Team USA. I tell people this. I can't explain to you, but playing for your country and putting that USA jersey on your back, God, I get goosebumps thinking about it. There's nothing better. I don't care if you're playing water polo. I don't care if you're playing table tennis. It's USA versus everybody else, and they know they got to beat us to win it because we got the best of everything.
That's right.
At the end of the day, and winning the silver would be my greatest achievement.
Awesome,
okay.
Awesome.
I got a question. So you had mentioned that half season with the Yankees was your favorite, part of your career.
Yes.
Baseball wise, on a team. So that team, the 2017 Yankees, had that kind of lightning in a bottle feeling to them, and it was so clear. I mean, you saw playoff Tanaka at his best, Severino in his prime. How did the Astros scandal, do you think, change the course of that team?
It changed the whole thing, man. I'm still mad. Honestly, I tell everybody, I said, listen, that could be my only shot after it all happened. That could be my, and, some guys are like, oh, everybody cheated. No, man, we weren't banging garbage cans. We didn't have stuff in between our shirts. I mean, these guys got away scotch-free. All they had to do was come out and say we did it. And, Manfred, he made a huge mistake. He could have made an example for everybody in the league, and he really didn't. These guys kept the rings, which I didn't even want the ring at the end of the day after what happened. And I'm glad, that pitcher came out and said something, oh, he's a rat. Well, guess what? At the end of the day, no, you guys were because you screwed up. And
it was a deep operation too. It's not like
it was very calculated.
I mean, you had the buzzers, all of that.
The coach got fired, the manager. It was a great dude. Yeah, man. Everybody's like, "I'll get over it." I'll never get over that, man. And for as long as I live, and it's a tough situation because talking about people's livelihoods, man, and when you start,
that's bonuses.
Not only that, your money. I was
gonna
say,
that's bonuses.
They make close to $350K extra just winning the World Series.
Each player?
Each player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
We still got a chunk of change, but still, like, I take all the money away. I wanted the ring bad, bro. And we had a great squad. We came back down 2-0 against the Indians, and we came back down. What was it?
It's 4-0 in the first inning.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking what they were up 2-0, and then we went up 3-2.
Oh yeah.
And Verlander was hot. He was good. He was phenomenal. I got an RBI double off him, but then he struck me out. There's a gif out there. All these, if I say something bad about Astros, they put it up. Me looking silly, swinging out of bat. I'm sure you can find that up before you
They
guys
can't
leave
discredit that home run though. That home run was probably one of the most electric.
Yes.
Even though they'll call it a short porch, I don't care.
But their stadium's the same. No,
exactly.
In right field. So.
They love to bring that up.
Yeah.
No, it's all. Hey, listen. I don't care. Like Hank Aaron told me, he said, I don't care if it hits the top of the wall and goes over. Home run's a home run. I said, let's go.
Yeah, a win's a win too.
No doubt.
Same type of thing.
We got another question. This is from Ed in the background. Yo, how many siblings did you say you have?
How many what?
Siblings, brothers?
2 older brothers.
So out of the 3 of you guys, who was the most athletic, would you say?
Yeah, that's
because you were a 1,000-point scorer. I'm pretty sure
all,
at South as basketball.
All 3 of us. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I would say most athletic. I would say my older brother Charlie.
Okay.
He would have had over 2,000 points if he didn't break his ankle. So he was out for like 6 to 8 weeks.
Ooh.
And he missed, a huge chunk of games. He still had like 1,600 points.
Yeah.
He could shoot the lights out of his head.
They were nice.
He could run like the wind blows. His only problem was, sorry, Charlie. That's his name, Charlie. I said he couldn't hit the off-speed pitches. That was his big problem. He threw him the heater. He threw him a fastball inside yak. He's going yard. But anything else he had trouble with. But he could just fly, man. My middle brother Jeff, he was a spaz. He was crazy, man. He would get after it. He wanted to fight you. He's that guy that doesn't mind fighting. So he was great. I would say I was right behind Charlie. You know, I was a team player in basketball. I love playing. I miss playing basketball. That was one sport I loved to play.
I love it.
Yeah, we, you know, long story short, the most memorable thing I had in basketball, we had to go down to Timber Creek, and they had some brothers down there, bro, like your height, if not taller. And listen, they were like 6'8", 6'9". They had like a 6'11" dude, and I'm the tallest guy playing on the court. So I said, he's like, let's go, man. I said, Coach, no, we're going zone. Right? I said, listen, I'm looking up to these guys, man. I played against J.R. Smith, too. Oh, my God. It was just, we ended up beating him. I dropped 30 on him, but I wasn't a shooter. I hit like 6 threes, like I'm telling you. Like I was like Sam Perkins, just chucking like that. And I'm telling you right now, dude, I don't know how I did it, but we ended up winning. The coach goes at halftime, we win this game. McDonald's on me, and that's all he had to say.
That's it. Say less.
It was unbelievable.
That's amazing.
All right, I got a question. Who was the first person to give you the title, the Todd Father?
Yeah, that's an awesome one because that's, you know, I got that on a license plate too. It was in Cincinnati. It was Cincinnati my first year in 2011. You know, they brought it up because I'm from Jersey. I told everybody how much I love the Sopranos, the gangster theme, you know, all that kind of stuff. And you know, for me, I loved every second of it, and that just stuck with me ever since 2011. They made shirts. You know, they made sayings. Cincinnati was my true first love in baseball for sure.
Awesome. R.I.P. to Paulie too, man. He just passed.
Yeah, God, what a phenomenal actor.
He was such a good actor. Y'all got any other questions?
What was that?
You had a question?
Yeah, so I was actually going to piggyback off of the Todd Father thing because your other signature, the thumbs down, you were the biggest advocate of that, you know, on that Yankees team as well. So I just wanted to know the origin of you kind of thinking this is it. This is our big, you know, signature thing.
So
where did that come from?
I'm seeing. I think he's the Yankee fan.
I'm the Mets.
You got to be the Mets.
Absolutely.
100%.
I'm asking.
He's asking Yankee questions. I love that. So that's good. Yeah. But it came. You know what's funny about the whole thing? Aaron Judge came to me and he said before the game, he goes, I know you saw the thing on Twitter about the thumbs down thing. I said, yeah. He goes, you get a knock here and get that RBI. You got to do it. I'm like, come on, Judgy. He's like, I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So he's smiling at me. Lo and behold, I get up there, I get the RBI hit. I'm on first base, and I told the first baseman, said, listen, this isn't directed towards your pitcher. You know, I know. He goes, I already saw it. Go ahead. Like, so I'm looking in the dugout like this, and it blew up like hotcakes, man. It was and ever since that kind of kickstarted us, bro. I made a lot of money on those T-shirts, man. It was unbelievable.
Nice.
Just with a thumb down, bro. New York, it was
that simple. It's that simple in New York, bro.
Crazy.
It's that simple.
It was, man. Imagine having that with TikTok now and everything else. Oh my God,
man. It would have been crazy.
TikTok famous, baby.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so how often does athletes really check their social media but just don't answer? Honestly,
all the time. They do.
They see everything.
Listen, I don't see the one. You know, you see the messages that people send, but you can't see it. I rarely look at those because those could, I used to. Those could get nasty.
Those could get bad.
Hey, no. Listen, they get nasty, and then all of a sudden I start getting heated. I've been in a couple of spats before, which I was such an idiot. You know, guy caught me on a bad day, and you know I said something back which I shouldn't have. But you know, everybody gets a bad day every once in a while. But you know, they check their phones a lot, man. They do. I mean, I did. You know, when you have some downtime after you're done hitting, checking film, seeing who's pitching, you eat. You know, you got a good 30-40 minutes before you got to get out there. It's like, all right, call the wife, see how the kids are doing, and you know, check the phone. I mean, and they everything, especially when reporters write stuff.
Yeah.
I'm on their ass. And I remember I told him, I said, Pete, I said, Alonzo, I said, your locker's next to mine. I'm going to make sure you're all right. And they would ask him questions. And I nudged the guy like, really? I'm like, you going to ask him that question? I said, ask me that question. No. I'm like, no, ask me that question. And then they would never, because they were trying to get all the negative shit out. And they knew they break you. These reporters in New York, if you can't
Media's bad.
Media will break you. Not even on the field. Whatever you do on the field is on the field. They will break you in half. And I'm like, dude, I've been a part. I've seen your style. I've seen the shit you do. Stop. And you know, I've had words with reporters all the time, but most of my respect and most of them I think they're just downright idiots. And at the end of the day, you just got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely. All right. So I got one more fan question, and it's not even about baseball, but people want to know what's your favorite football team.
College or NFL?
NFL.
I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, bro.
Ooh,
Yes,
was
I
not
used,
interesting.
listen,
not expecting that.
listen. So for me, I wasn't a
Because
big
your bro was on Tampa, or
Who?
wasn't your bro playing for the Rays at one point?
Who's that?
Never mind. I'm on some casual shit.
I don't know. I was the guy from North played there. What the heck was his name? Oh man, the running back from high school North. I forget his name, but
Barnes. Was
yeah,
it?
Darian Barnes.
Darian Barnes.
Darian
yeah.
Barnes. Maybe you were talking about him.
Yeah.
But for me, in 2000, I think it was 2000, Monty Kiffin had him with the Tampa 2 defense. I'm going back. We had Eric Rett with the pewter orange jerseys, Vinny Testaverde, and then Warren Sapp, John Lynch. I mean, Derek Brooks, just to name a few, man.
Rondé Barber.
Warwick Dunn. I mean, it was, and my favorite, the A-Train, Mike Allstott, bro.
He's great.
He signed a jersey for me. I actually sent it out to him because a buddy's like, dude, I know him. Here's the address, send it. And he wrote to the Todd father on there. And I was so excited. And then when Tom Brady came over, I'm like, oh my God. I was, you could check my Instagram. Everybody thinks, oh, Tampa Bay, check me out, bro. I got my jerseys. I got them all.
That's
What
dope.
about NBA? You have a favorite NBA team?
I was a big New Jersey Nets fan, bro. With Keith Van Horn,
Fair enough.
Kerry Kittles, Derek Coleman. They went to New York. I was a little bitter, but I'll still root for them. I'll still root for the Nets.
I got a question for you. So the MLB, their big thing is let the kids play.
Sure.
And obviously you're a big advocate for youth athleticism in general.
Yeah.
What would you say to any kids, local or worldwide, that are looking to play at that professional level? What's your advice to them?
That's a great question. For me, the biggest thing I tell people these days is simple. Accept failure, but never expect to fail. And if you really think about what I'm saying, in baseball in general, never go up to the plate expecting you're going to fail, right? Accept it, though, because you're going to fail 75% of the time. You know, people batting, 250 nowadays are considered good hitters. So you're going to fail 75% of the time in your at-bats. 75% of the time you go up there to the plate, bases loaded, nobody out, you're going to pop up to the pitcher, you're going to strike out. But never expect to fail, or never accept it. You're going to be better off. And that's the biggest part about baseball is in between the brains and the ears here. In between your ears is your brain. If you can get that shit out of there and understand, listen, all right, you could be mad, all right, pissed off. I know Scott Rowland told me you're allowed, 2 curse words after you get out. Like shit, God damn. He's like, that's it.
Right.
And I remember him telling me that, because he said anything after that's bullshit. You're just trying to get people to pay attention. And you know what? If you really think about it, after you're angry after the first time, then you kind of look around and see who's looking at people. I'm like, he's fucking right. Because you're looking for attention. But going up to, in baseball, in life in general, accepting failure, but never to expect it. Because if you expect to fail, you're never going to succeed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
Love that.
Great. All right. So, shit.
One more. I got one more baseball.
Got one more?
Yeah,
Keep firing away, man. I know you love it.
Yeah.
Fire away,
So,
baby.
We had mentioned you would play for a couple teams.
Yeah.
Your top 3 teammates that you had played with. Let me hear.
Top 3. Ooh.
That's a good question.
It could be on like a personal level, friendship wise, or
No.
just talent. in general.
Ryan Ludwig. Many probably don't know. He played with the Cardinals. They won a World Series. He was the guy that would take me out to lunch all the time. I actually saved the guy's life doing the Heimlich maneuver with him in Pittsburgh. He took me out to, he's like, dude, we're going to lunch. We went to the Capitol Grill, and he never let me buy any, anytime we went out, the bill was hundreds of dollars. He's like, get what you want. I'm like, Johnny Walker Blue. Johnny Walker Blue. Yeah,
Run it up.
Right? Listen, when here's a funny story. I'll get back to that. But when we used to have team dinners and the president or the GM was paying for it, we would go top shelf, Louis the 13th.
Right.
And you get a glass of that. That's like 350, 400, 400 a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, double. After having 4 of them, my bill just for the drinks alone is like $2,500.
Right.
I'm like, guy next to me goes, you know what? I'm gonna have one too.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it got around.
Ooh.
Those bills would be up to like 50, 60,000.
Oh yeah.
But Ryan Ludwig was definitely one. Big game James Shields. He was phenomenal. He was a great pitcher. There's just so many. CC Sabathia, man. Oh my God. That guy, if you didn't like CC, you were on some other planet. He was the best dude in the world. He's Michael Jordan all out. He's just a phenomenal dude. So I'd go with those 3. I'm sure I'm missing a couple in there, but you caught me off guard with that question. So I'll go with those guys. CC for sure.
I just thought of one more. Did you have a vet when you first got drafted?
Johnny Gomes.
Okay.
Johnny Gomes, man. He was he's actually playing for this league. They have fun. They dance and do all this crazy stuff. But he was awesome, man. He would take me by the hand. First time when you get called up, you have your sponsors, whether for me it was Nike and Wilson gloves.
Mhm.
But they'd come around and give me one thing, and they'd be like, he'd grab the guy by me, yo, listen. And he just looked like this. He needs more. And then I'd get to finally get, because they were getting duffel bags. In the beginning, I'm getting my boxes, but it's not at the same capacity as they were getting it. So for me, he was my guy for sure.
Okay.
Very dope. Very dope.
I got another one. I can't lie to you.
Okay.
So the steroid era in baseball is known for kind of being a bit of a stain. Do you think that those guys, Jose Canseco, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, do they deserve Hall of Fame spots in your opinion?
Yeah, man. I was I don't know. I thought when it comes around, I'm like, dude, Barry, they kind of saved baseball in a way, man. It was on the downhill.
Yeah.
They just had a strike in 94. Derek Jeter got his first call up in 95. Man, those guys can just rake. And people, you think of the other side, it's like, oh man, because they're on the steroids. It's such a tough question.
It was electric.
I'll be honest with you. I said I thought Barry Bonds should have been in the Hall of Fame. I said it. I did say it out loud. He had the most home runs. Everybody said, oh, well, how many were when he cheated? We'll never know. But it was a phenomenal 90s when those guys played. But I'll leave it at that for sure.
Awesome. All right. So, yeah, that was a great interview, Todd. I love it. Man, that was great. So we about to go to MLB. We're going to talk a little MLB, and then we're going to go into NBA free agency, and then we're going to wrap it up. We're about 35 minutes in right now. So let's talk about the All-Star game. It's coming up. Was there any snubs, fellas, in the All-Star lineup? Do you think there should have been anybody that should have got in or should have been a starter at least?
A big debate was Yordan Alvarez because he's having such a good season at DH. And the reason that Ohtani got in is because of his name, essentially. And I do think that has somewhat of a case to it. Yordan Alvarez is such a young guy. This is only his third season in the league now. And we're seeing him already perform at an all-star level. And then to have a guy like Shohei Ohtani who kind of just steps in and makes the team over.
Everything, I'm not going to pinpoint one guy, but everything kind of takes care of itself. One guy will be pitching on that Saturday, and then they're like, all right, well, I can't throw. So that guy will get taken off. Then a couple others get on. I saw my man Cooper from the Marlins make it. He deserved to make it. An injury might happen, knock on wood, but there's going to be 2 or 3 guys all of a sudden that are like, all right, well, he actually did make it because this guy couldn't go or an incident happened or I just pitched. So a lot of guys will still get on the team, but they're actually still looking for 2 home run derby competitors.
Really?
Well, yeah. So they just got my man Julio Rodriguez from the Seattle Mariners. I'm telling you right now, my man Pete Alonso, you just got to watch out for this guy. So he was playing in the Olympics with Dominican Republic, and this guy could just hit. But I still think Pete's going to take everything with him, man.
I think so too.
Pete is just unbelievable.
He's
Has
nuts.
there ever been somebody that three-peated?
Ken Griffey Jr. was the only one. Yeah, with that sweet swing. Oh my God.
Oh, that was the best swing in baseball at the time. I loved fucking
his
Ken
dad's
Griffey Jr.
an
swing.
OG, man. He's
They're
unbelievable.
probably cool as hell.
Unbelievable.
And speaking of steroid era, like that's why I love Ken Griffey so much because he was raking with everybody, all the dogs, and he was clean on top of that. That's what makes it special for Ken Griffey. That's why I loved him so much.
No doubt.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
I was a big Paul O'Neill fan, man. Big Paul O'Neill. He was a right fielder for the Yankees. Pete Rose, definitely. I like some guy. I like Manny Ramirez, man. All the theatrics that he did. I loved everything about him. He made the game fun, man. So those are a couple of guys.
Okay.
So all right. Trade deadline rumors. It's coming up. It's been pretty quiet, honestly, as far as like who's on the hot seat to get traded. I mean, I heard some Trey Mancini talk. I've heard a couple of other guys, but like it hasn't really been anything. What should like
Louis Castillo from the Reds?
Castillo,
he's
he's definitely
phenomenal. He has a nasty. His best pitch is his changeup, and he throws mid-90s, loosey goosey arm. I mean, I thought he was going to get picked up before the season started for a trade, but He would be a great pickup for the Mets, man.
He
Why
would.
not?
He would. That's the rumors I've been hearing. Castillo to the Mets, and I'll take it. We need.
Jock Peterson's another one that could. He's a Voyager, man. He goes everywhere and just wins. So I don't understand why you wouldn't want him on a team.
I'm also hearing this one for my man Andy B, my co-host of Moneyline Madness. Wilson Contreras of the Cubs could potentially be a move for the Mets to make. Obviously,
I want to bring up Alvarez.
I know.
I want to do it, but he's so young.
Here's why you don't bring him up yet.
I know,
and it's not because of money or playing time or whatever it is. It's he's not acclimated with guys like Scherzer, with guys like Bassett, with guys like DeGrom. Those guys will get pissed if they got to shake off 2 or 3 signs. You see it all the time, and I'm sitting at third base. I'm looking at the catcher. I'm looking at the pitcher. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. They step off like. They're biting their lip. I'm like, you give him spring training next year and see how he does in the spring. All of a sudden, might bring him up a month into the season. And next thing you know, he's acclimated with everybody. He knows how they pitch, and he understands, and he'll understand the game more once he gets in that big league spring training.
I've been hearing he didn't go up to the AAA for so long because of his actual catching defense. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's why he stayed in AA for so long. So I can see why they're not bringing him up to the MLB, because he probably would have chemistry issues with those guys.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the last thing you want, him worrying about how to call a game instead of going up there and mashing, because it'll come second nature to him once he understands every single pitcher he's got to. And that's the nature of the beast with a catcher, bro. And I tell those guys, you picked the wrong position, man. You guys have to worry about way too much shit. Yeah. And your knees are probably hurting.
Oh, it probably sucks squatting the whole game like that. Fuck that shit.
Nope.
But the Mets do need a DH though. So he could come into play right there.
True. There's a lot.
He could come into play right there. We'll see what happens. Cody Bellinger is also rumored.
Cody Bellinger,
what a phenomenal dude.
Yeah, he's nice, man.
He's awesome.
Also hearing David Peralta as a secondary option. The Yankees are really looking at Andrew Benintendi. They've been in talks with the
pitcher,
Royals
right? Yeah.
Benintendi's
no, outfielder. Duh.
Yep. And Peralta is seeming like the fallback option of the Diamondbacks. He's having a great season as well.
Yeah, but these guys aren't just going to give him up for nothing. So they like those trades, like when the Yankees and Mets trade each other, it's got to favor both of them, if not one side. If you really want somebody, they're not just going to give it up, because that's the American League East. They're not going to do it.
All right, I got a question. One more question for you, Todd. Well, not a question, but in the MLB, right, with the Angels, I'm so confused about the Angels right now. like they have they have such good talent. They have the 2 of the best baseball players in the league. Mm-hmm. What's going on with them, man? Like, why aren't they converting to W's? Pitching. Yeah.
Shohei, he does what he does, but if his pitching is up at 100, 180, 90 pitches in the 4th, 5th inning, they're in trouble. So my man Trout needs to stay healthy, and these guys need to, Anthony Rendon's hurt. They got guys that are hurt, and guys aren't stepping up. So, they look good in the beginning. It's not how you start, though. You know the old saying. So, the Knicks and Knacks of the year will get you. And they took off awesome, and then they fell off even worse. So, they're on the outside looking in right now. They need to figure it out, get a couple guys, and see what happens.
Dope.
I got a little question for you. This one's just coming off the fly because I'm seeing these rumors. What would you say to a guy like Joey Gallo, who is just in the turmoil that he's been in offensively?
Yeah, I talked to him a couple months ago. He was good. I played with the Rangers. We played together. Phenomenal dude. I don't know. I told him, I said, listen, you're a good hitter. I said, dude, I said, listen, go up there one time, don't swing at anything. I mean, what's the worst can happen? You go back to the dugout, get your eyesight where it needs to be, get your foot down, get it down earlier. All you got to do is touch the ball. He has so much strength and power. Sometimes you overswing when you're, trying to be too aggressive and trying to get, the old saying is trying to get 10 hits out of 1 at bat. It's never going to happen. So when he focuses on seeing the ball, he's going to be better off. But it's been a struggle this year, man, and I feel for him, especially in New York.
You think the shift has anything to do with that?
A little bit. I mean, you're going to hit the ball hard. You can't really control. Nobody's Tony Gwynn like back in the day. Tony Gwynn can serve it anywhere he wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
And, it is what it is.
I got a question. So I heard you referenced that you've been that you talked to a couple guys still. So how is it different seeing the game as like strictly as a fan other than as a player?
Yeah, it's fun now to watch. It's fun to be with my buddies or my dad's friends watching the game now, and they're like, "Damn, you should have hit that ball." I'm like, "Dude, that ball moved this fucking much." I'm like, "Give me another beer at the bar. I'm done with you." You get to put everything in perspective.
Yeah.
They're like, "Man, that pitcher's right down the plate." I said, "No, it wasn't." I said, "Stop." I said, "You guys, this is what you guys did to me when I played, when I swung and missed." I said, "I know what you assholes did. You were mother effing me to death and pissed off I'm not swinging at every pitch, and I got out, and it makes it for fun banter. You know what I mean? So it's good."
For sure. Love it. All right, so let's switch gears a little bit. We're going to go to the NBA, finish it out. We're about 45 in. Give it about another 20 on the NBA free agency recap, and then we're going to wrap this thing up. Free agency was a wild one. We didn't have an episode last week for the first time in forever because we were just all over the place with vacations, and it's the off season, this, that, and the third. But a lot of shit happened in the NBA, man. A lot. From KD to Ayton to Dejounte Murray, Gobert getting traded.
Jeez.
There's a lot of shit that happened. Who was a winner and who was a loser in the NBA this free agency? Like, who won?
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal definitely got a W.
The Clippers, I think they won.
Clippers.
And
Forgetting John Wall?
I hate to say it with him just sitting to my left, but the Celtics. continue
Celtics
to
definitely
just
got a
win,
big
bro.
W, catching
Brogdon and Gallinari.
Gallinari.
And losing nobody. They're
Nobody.
just sitting on
What?
that.
Actually,
same
what you
spot.
making the face for, Eddie? What you making the face
Here
for?
you go. Look.
Malcolm
Gallinari
Brogdon.
and Malcolm Brogdon for literally nothing. They gave up nothing. All right. Well, we're not expecting anything. For those who couldn't hear, he said Gallinari's going to get hurt, but I mean,
He's a
we're not
negative Nancy.
expecting.
You're learning that. He's negative.
If John Wall's healthy, bro, watch out. But you can't trust it, man. I mean, Ayton did
That's what I
Ayton go to the
said.
Pacers? Is that where he went?
He went to the
Clippers.
Yeah.
I mean, whew, I love that. I love
It
that.
could be a great team if he stays healthy. I mean, I still think that. Don't start. Don't start the shit. Don't start the shit. Ed. Don't start.
He's
Don't. I'm not capping.
He's capping.
I'm not capping. Stop.
That's what he said. Both of these guys.
Well,
All right. Look.
We gotta be
Let me say what I need to say. Let me say what I need to say.
Keep it real.
What?
All right. The Clippers are going to be a good team no matter what. If
Regardless.
John Wall gets hurt or not. Period. You know I'm a Kawhi guy. You know I think Paul George is great.
Look, he's dancing around the question. He's dancing around.
They're going to be a good team as long as they stay healthy between them two.
But
Period.
Did you not say Reggie Jackson is better than John Wall?
Now. He is now. He didn't have a better career.
that doesn't change. The
John
fact-
Wall has the knees of paper clips. Bro. So who did John Wall get cut by? He got cut by the Rockets. What are you talking about?
But either way,
By the worst team in the NBA, bro. What are you talking about?
livid. He's livid. I'm taking John Wall all day to the house.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, this guy is nuts.
Clippers got a
Oh
squad.
my God.
No, I like the Clippers, though. I do like the Clippers. Don't get me wrong. I like the Clippers. I just don't know if John Wall's going to
Listen.
be healthy the whole season. I just don't know.
Can't trust it. Right now, I can't trust him. I can't trust him right now. All three of them, George, Leonard, and Wall. I mean, give me two out of those three guys
That's
healthy
what I'm
all year.
saying.
That's all I ask. I mean, make it competitive. That's it.
But they play around with injuries. Like Kawhi, he takes days off. Paul George, he even takes
And
days
that
off
brings
sometimes.
me another
you know?
question, bro. Back in the day, because I'm a big Jordan fan.
Right.
So
Me too.
Jordan- so Jordan over LeBron?
Over LeBron every day, and
Same.
I will fight anybody on that one.
You got to fight him.
Hey, I'm telling. Let me ask you this question,
What's
and,
up?
and then we'll drop it. So I'm telling you right now, to win, you can win. You'll never have to worry about any. You won't have any debt in your life ever again. Who's the first person you're taking to play basketball with to be on your team? Are you taking LeBron or MJ? He's even thinking about now because I said he's thinking. Yeah,
Right.
you won't have to worry about it.
I take Jordan. I take Jordan.
But he's the LeBron guy. What happened?
Right. But he's a LeBron guy, right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Whoa.
come over here.
Oh, he's coming through now.
Coming through. Ed's coming through, y'all.
Well, listen, he's gamer, bro. At the end of the day,
He's a gamer. Right. Exactly.
Listen, I'm a basketball. I always say it goes Jordan, LeBron, then Kobe. That's my order. Oh, I never said LeBron first.
Man, you're gonna hate me for this. You guys might think I'm crazy. I'm going Jordan. I'm going Kobe.
Oh no, that's respect.
No, that's respectable.
Respect.
But-
Respect.
That's respectable.
But I'm going Larry Bird after that, big dog.
What I tell you about Larry Bird? What I tell you about Larry Bird? I agree. Yo, I told you. I'm fucking with Larry Bird. Yes.
Look at his face.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
But here's my number 4. Now, before LeBron. Here's my number 4.
He's not even 4.
No, I'm going with Wilt Chamberlain, number 4, dog. Talk
That's
to me.
respectable. The Larry Bird shit is kind of
I'm
crazy.
taking Kevin Durant over Larry Bird.
That's a fact.
I'm taking Kevin Durant over Larry
Hey,
Bird.
you hear the stories about Bird. They come out and say how the dirtiest trash talker you'll ever hear in your life. He was
a
the
dog.
As my man always say, he was a dog. And listen, I'm going with Bird. He would.
No.
Yo, listen. Who was it? Who was the glove? The glove. Gary Payton.
Yeah.
There you go. Have you seen him talk about Bird?
Bro,
He would tell
Bird.
me he's gonna go fake right. I'm gonna do a little shimmy here. I'm gonna tell your mama what's up, and then I'm gonna make that corner jumper. And he would do that every time.
3-point contest. He was like, y'all ready to come in second? Or like, come on now.
He would be shooting his
Kevin Durant is 7 foot.
Right,
He could shoot
I don't
probably
care.
better
I don't
than Larry
care.
Bird.
What he's doing in free agency every year, going on. I can't stand it. I don't like it. I don't
Oh,
like it.
yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
LeBron do it though.
Wait,
LeBron
not
do
even,
it.
yeah, not even Kevin
That's
Durant.
why LeBron. That's part of the
Wait, so
reason he's
what
not my
LeBron's
number
not
five.
even top.
So what number is
Now, if we're
LeBron?
going on stats alone, he's higher than everybody else.
So what number is LeBron?
5 or 6, man.
No way.
Yeah.
That's not a bad take. That's not a bad
I
take.
don't care.
I kind
listen.
of agree. I kind of
Wow.
agree.
I appreciate that.
That is so
You haven't said a word. What's your top 3 or 4?
I'm shocked. I'm like, is Magic Johnson?
I
gonna
told
keep
y'all
going
Larry
there?
Bird.
Like,
Magic is number
I told y'all
five.
about
Magic
Larry
is
Bird.
before. Wow, Magic's before Bron too. See, I just like, is that only because LeBron had switched teams and joined Miami?
It was everything in between, man. The whole way he did it. I mean, I'm not saying he's a great player. His stats speak for himself. When we're going on stats alone, I'm going the guys I want on my 5 right now, and they would be it, and Magic would round it off. That would be me.
Wow.
So
Loyalty matters in your list.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%.
So like Bird, here's the thing about Bird. We were talking about Bird like 2 weeks ago.
He's a dog.
How only certain players could transfer from the 80s to now.
Yeah.
And I was like, Bird is 100% a player that could play in today's game still and dominate and still get 25 a game with today's game because he could shoot, he could dribble, he could play make.
If he's in today's game, he's Joe fucking Ingles.
Listen, Michael Jordan was way too athletic. That's what gave Bird problems. Magic Johnson was too athletic. There's
Yeah, I can't.
hundreds of athletic people, and today's NBA is based off athleticism.
But there's people that just get it and
Listen.
that just have that dog in them. And Larry Bird was one of those
No,
guys. He just knew the game
let me
so
ask you
well.
this.
Just because you got a dog and you don't need it, that don't
Listen.
mean nothing.
Listen,
I
It
know
does.
I know somebody that go to Skyview got a dog in it that can't play basketball.
Skyview Park, baby. 3-on-3 tournament coming up July 23rd. My man, Rob Drake. You hear about
Oh,
Oh, word?
that? Yeah,
I played-
yeah. He
oh.
passed away, so they have a 3-on-3 tournament there.
I
You should play again.
I
Though.
played with Armenia one time
Yes.
a couple summers ago.
So
I
let me
know
ask you
going
guys this. I know you.
Okay.
This is great. So LeBron plays back in the 80s and 90s now.
Oh, he's
no,
having-
no, hear me out. You know, he'll dominate.
He'll
Listen,
dominate for
he'll
sure.
dominate. I got that right. But when he comes in the hole and Charles Oakley says, "Nah, none of this," boom.
All right, see,
All of a sudden,
wait,
no,
I got it.
and then Anthony, and then what was his name?
Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason says none of that.
I got that.
And then even little John Stark says, I got you by the neck. Come on down to my hood.
All right.
Now,
Mhm.
now what happens?
So, you know the biggest thing, the biggest reason why Michael Jordan.
but they're only getting fouls. They're not getting thrown out of the game.
I know, but listen.
Bill,
So you know
Bill
what?
Lambier.
You
I
know
didn't
what
talk
happened?
about Bill yet.
You know what?
Mm.
happened? So remember,
Pistons.
when Michael Jordan was going because the bad boys Pistons.
Yes.
You know what helped him get over that?
What?
He had to bulk up. He got away from bulk.
But-
LeBron is naturally 6'9", 250.
That's fine.
That's not going to affect him.
When he goes up, I can still bring his ass down. When he's in the air, he's got no leverage. I can still choke him down. And Bill Lambier would do that.
Oh, I don't.
All I'm
The whole
saying was-
Pistons team would do that. Would
but-
straight up
but-
tackle
but
him
will,
at the hole.
will LeBron go to internet? Oh, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? There's
Imagine
no-
if
there's no
Twitter
internet
was in the
back oh my-
80s.
oh
Imagine
my
if social
God.
media was in the 90s Jordan era and all that shit.
Jordan
That,
got fried.
Magic Johnson era. That shit would have been crazy. The memes would have been fucked.
Yeah, the memes would have been.
Oh my God, bro. Oh man.
Not basketball. right?
Listen.
Twitter would have been on
even the
fire in the
genre,
80s.
I'm gonna leave it this. LeBron would be on my bench. I'm sorry.
I respect that. That's tough.
I appreciate that.
But not for Larry Bird, though. Not for Larry Bird.
I'm telling
You got to put somebody else but Larry Bird.
Larry Legend is on my starting five.
No way. Oh,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
So who's your starting five?
It would be Michael, Magic, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird,
You said Kobe, right?
and Kobe Bryant.
Tough.
Did you say Hakeem the Dream?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love him.
He was fucking
I
excellent.
loved him,
I
man.
loved him.
Did you get to meet Michael Jordan at all?
I was at a Derek Jeter party at the where were we in Tampa at the Hard Rock Casino. Met him, shook his hand, but his fingers like went up to my freaking. That was about it. That was a quick
Okay.
meet and greet. But yeah.
That's dope.
Oh, Todd, I can't believe.
Who's your starting five?
My starting five all time. Well, I was actually going to ask because we had mentioned if Steph Curry keeps up the pace, he's going to crack the top 10 all time. And we actually had mentioned
He's already in the
He's
top
in the
10.
top 10. in my
we had
opinion.
mentioned that Larry Bird could have been potentially one of the top 10 to move out for room for Steph Curry.
I don't know.
I got a question.
Damn, that's tough.
But let me. I got my five. I got my
let's hear
five.
his five.
So I am gonna go Steph at the one. I'll go Kobe at the two.
Here we go.
I thought it said Steph was my number one.
No, Steph
No.
I
At the
thought
one.
Steph
At the
point.
one.
Steph's playing point.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Kobe at the two
Sure.
because I'm gonna stick MJ at the three, and then LeBron's gonna play the four for me, and I'm gonna put Shaq at the five.
Oh man. Shaq, I love Shaq,
Why
bro.
would you put Steph in your five? He can't play no fucking defense.
No, you're right. You're right.
He's gonna get cooked.
Listen, I don't agree with Steph as your starting five. Like,
Magic
he is
starting
phenomenal. He is.
I just think the way he
phenomenal.
changed the game.
He can't be top 10. He don't. Everybody in the top 10 is a two-way player.
I
do you
just
do
with
that?
the way that he transcended the entire sport of basketball, I just can't.
I love that. I love
respect
that
that.
answer.
Yeah,
I
I
respect
respect
it, but he's not. He'll be on my.
I think by the
he'll be
time
the
he
12th
by
man.
the time his
He could be
career
up
is
there.
over, I think it's going to be like consensus that he was the best point guard ever.
No, they're not.
He still
Wait,
has
we're
so
talking
much
about
time.
defense.
He's got to win. He's got to win.
Does he have any
He's got to
defensive
match
titles?
Magic's rings. That's first and
Yeah.
foremost.
Does he have any defensive title?
No, he's not
And
even. He
isn't a
hasn't
great-
even
He isn't a
got
good
it.
defender.
Yeah, he's not even considered a good defender.
Uh,
He plays good enough defense. Don't get it fucked up. He doesn't get fucking
He's not.
flamed up every year.
I've seen him
No,
make
you
some
know.
good plays, but
He
few
gets
and far
steals.
between.
But he's not known for his defense.
He's not.
I don't think
player.
he's a liability either, though. You know what I'm saying on defense, but he's good enough. You know what I'm saying? He's good enough to win 4 championships. That's all I know. I don't know.
This is a hot topic today in the group. So in the group today, actually, there was a big debate on the big post. So offensively, you got to start, bench, and cut these 3 players.
All right. You guys already talked about this.
No, it was
On the Facebook group.
All right.
Yeah.
Is out of Tracy McGrady, all in their primes. Tracy McGrady,
Ooh.
Dwayne Wade, and
Oh.
Carmelo Anthony.
Start, sit, and cut. Is that what
Yep.
it is? Dwayne Wade, Trace McGrady, and who else?
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh boy, I'm starting my man Carmelo.
He always talking about that Melo. I'm rocking with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Tracy McGrady. I'm sitting Tracy. I'm cutting.
Oh,
Dwayne.
no
way. I'm sorry.
Killing me.
I love it.
Well,
I love it.
So you're getting rid of Tracy
Yeah.
or Melo?
No, Melo.
You can't get rid
of T-Mac. I'm getting rid of T-Mac.
Ooh.
Can't get rid of him.
I gotta
Bro,
get rid of
Tracy
T-Mac.
McGrady was that. He had the shorts down, past the ankles. You couldn't. Oh man,
The swag,
Hey,
the
and
T-Mac
listen,
swag was different.
I got to give you guys something else that we didn't even talk about. We're talking about point guards, right?
Mhm.
Allen Iverson, bro. Come on, man. Talk to me.
Is he a
Talk to
shooter?
me.
Is he a shooting guard?
He's a 2 though. But he could be because he can run the 1 too though.
All
It's
right.
not like he can't.
So
I love Allen.
I love Allen
I
Iverson.
am out of the group, I am the avid Russell Westbrook fan, and I think that
Oh
his-
God, no, I'm done with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Clap it up.
Clap it out here.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
No way.
Clap it up. Thank you.
You let me finish.
Thank you. You don't need to finish.
The consensus was
Listen,
what?
hey, listen. That's your opinion, though. I respect
Do
it,
you
but
think he had a better career than Allen Iverson?
no chance.
Oh my goodness.
No
What
way.
kind of
Listen,
question
no, he
is
had
that?
the triple doubles, whatever he had. That was awesome. If I had to choose between the two, I'm taking AI every day of the week.
For sure. 100%. Me too.
Yeah, well, listen. Agree to disagree, right?
No, yeah.
Well, I'm seeing. I could have probably guessed the answer to that before you even asked. Just seeing the trends of like the athletes that Todd really likes. He likes that loyalty, and he likes the guys that are looking to win.
Yeah.
And he likes efficient guys. He likes guys that are going to turn the ball over for 450 straight games.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
the man of reason down there at the corner. I love it.
Get out of here. Have a seat back, Eddie.
MJ, 23 ways to make him pay, baby. That's my guy.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Oh man,
I'm a big Knicks guy as well, but
Okay.
Yeah, so that Carmelo was always starting. Carmelo was never going to sit in that conversation.
and
No.
I'm starting Dwayne Wade.
Ooh.
See, Dwayne Wade is
06.
they're all three of them are fucking excellent players. So it's so hard to even.
06 NBA Finals run. Did you guys forget about that?
Yeah, but he had a big ass decline. When like Bron, you gotta remember he was getting hurt a
Yeah,
lot.
he
He had a
was,
big decline.
I mean,
Even his last years with LeBron on the
Melo
Heat,
only
his
went,
last 2
but
years weren't the
Melo only
best.
went to the conference finals once.
Oh, we can't bring
Melo
up
never had a
Melo's-
team.
Yeah, we can't. If you're
Don't
going to
do
just
that. Melo had a
Never-
team.
Knicks
Never
against
had a
them.
team.
He had old ass AI. Who else?
Never.
Earl. He had Earl. He had Earl.
Never had a
Old ass
team.
AI. What team did he
Kenyon
have?
Martin.
Cool. Yeah, Kenyon Martin. Who else?
Nene he was
Nah,
a good.
stop. You're trying to say the Denver Nuggets had a squad?
Nuggets had an all right squad.
Wait,
They had an
look at the
all right
Lakers.
squad.
They had to play the Lakers.
Melo-
They had to play Kobe's Lakers.
Melo Nuggets.
bro.
Yeah, that was tough.
Man, that wasn't like Shaq and Kobe Lakers.
Carmelo literally
Really?
carried that entire
That team was
that
young.
conference finals.
That team was young as
Okay.
hell too.
They- oh my god, bro! I can't believe the Nuggets did not have a squad, bro. They were just
they were
young with a
good.
lot of talent.
They were good.
Melo never had a super crazy squad.
They were
Ever.
like-
He never had a super team.
They were
that's
like
for
the
sure.
Grizzlies right now. They're just young and scoring a lot.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah,
with
I mean,
that.
that's a
I'll
good
give you that.
comparison.
And like the
I give you
Lakers, the Lakers.
Didn't they
are
have
just
Birdman on that team
solidified-
too?
Yeah, they did. Have Birdman.
Birdman was fucking
Birdman.
sick, bro.
That was what
He was-
Jr.
That's when he was in the dunk contest.
Hey,
Bro,
Yeah,
JR
he was
with
sick.
Everybody on posters back then too. That J.R. Smith dunk on like Tim Duncan or something like
Nah,
that.
Gary Neal.
Hey, I got a good J.R. Smith story if we got time.
Go ahead,
sure.
yeah.
Hey, so in high school, he went to Lakewood High School
Right.
That's where me
in,
and
in
you're
Ocean
from.
County before he went to St. Benedict's. So I'm at Thomas South. We're like 15 or what, like 9 and 20. So we're not making anything.
Right.
We're struggling. I said, all right, last game of the year, we got to play. We go to Lakewood. You know, it was packed house. It was a great time, whatever it was. So I said, Coach, I'm like, listen, forget about zone. Let's go boxing one. He's like, oh, great idea. We'll put so-and-so. I said, no, put me on him. I want him.
Ooh.
No, so listen, I was known as not a good defender in basketball. So I'll be honest with you. I wasn't the best defender. I like going zone. I said, I'll just make it a mission. I'll face guard him. I'll be that jackass the whole time. So we're playing JR. He gets the tip. He comes down. I step in, take the charge. I'm looking at him. Running. I got you, JR. I got you. He throws an elbow in my stomach. I get him teed up in the first minute of the game. I said, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, I told you I got you. Like, Frazier, no more. I'm like, all right.
Don't get him too fired up.
No, so it's great. We're up. He's averaging like 38, 39 a game.
Mm.
Like nasty. We're up 7 or 8 points at half. We had no business in this game because he had 13 in the first half.
Yeah.
Got him teed up. I'm getting every loose ball. This is like
Just being a hustler. Yeah.
I wasn't that guy. Like, I'll be
Right.
honest with you. I got lazy at times. Let's be truthful. But second half comes around. So we're up 7-8. They get the ball. They're passing it. So we're still in the box and one.
Mm.
And we're in halftime. We're like, yeah, Frazier, you're doing it, bro. You're doing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm having a good time. He takes one dribble over half court. You know him. He had range.
Oh,
No.
right. Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you. One dribble, step, shot, walk back. I'm looking. I'm like this. I'm
Fuck
looking
that
at,
zone.
I'm looking at him like, where's he going? Nothing but net. I'm like, timeout. Call timeout right away. Coach goes, who called timeout? We're 3 seconds in. I'm like, I did. Did you fucking see that? I told him. Bro, he ended up with 58 points in the game. Bro.
God
He ended up with
damn.
58. So he dropped what? 58 minus 13 is what? 45.
45.
He had 45 in 16 minutes of basketball. No, that was it.
Yeah, you teed him up. That was it.
Talking windmills, 360s. He goes, hey, young buck, good game, man. We'll see you next year. I said, damn, dog. Bro, he dropped 45 in 16 minutes.
That is nuts.
That's JR for you.
You
Though.
ever end up like talking to him about it afterwards?
Dude, how about this story? Well, long story short, he's in Cleveland still. They come to a baseball game with the White Sox. I hit a double, and I see him up in the suites, and he's like waving, pointing to me. But I can't make this up, so I'm looking. I'm like, yo, I could have sworn he's talking to me. He caught a foul ball. The dude literally caught a foul ball. He goes, yo, Fred, he's going like this. I'm like, throw it. So the inning ends. He throws it to me, and he hits it like 100 feet the wrong way. Bro. I'll never forget it. But his accuracy was
so
god
50
awful.
cent first pitch.
It was phenomenal. But I think I saw him in Seaside one night and tried talking to him about it. But, getting to him was like getting through, somebody. He was famous. So
Yeah.
it was tough to get
It's
to
tough.
talk to him. He had his boys with him and whatever. But it was cool. Though. He was cordial about it. But he dropped 58, and that that's my story.
That's a fun story, though. That's
great.
hilarious.
Great.
All right. We're about an hour in. I told Todd we're going to keep it to an hour, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to just plug in one more thing. Mo Sports, big fucking fantasy league is coming soon. We're going to drop it tomorrow. It's about 100 ahead. And the person who won last year, who Ralphie won last year, he won $4,000. Second place was $2,000. We basically got like 75 people, 100 ahead.
Wow.
If you like fantasy football, like
it's the best.
this is
It's
it
the
for
best.
you.
So
Like,
what do? You get you could guys
So-
be on the other team too as well.
Right. So we do unlimited amounts of leagues, right?
Okay.
So we'll do 10-man, 12-man leagues, right?
Yeah.
And say if we get 70 people, divide that by 12, and
Yeah.
that's how many leagues we have, right? So the winner will play 12 weeks.
Yep.
Once against everybody in your league,
Yep.
right? Top team record-wise in that league makes it to the playoffs, and then we
Okay.
have 6 wild cards after that. So it's a 16-team
Oh.
playoff after that, from week 13 to week 16, 17-ish.
Okay.
And now there's 18 weeks in the NFL, so it works out perfectly.
Yeah, it does.
And the winner, and usually people say, "Oh, they're gonna draft the same players." Not never. In the playoffs, nobody had the same players,
Oh wow. That's
so
awesome.
it was sick. And yeah, Ralphie went home with 4,500, but it's super fun. It's super active. We have a Discord for everybody to talk shit to each other. We put up standings every week, $100
High week.
high point.
Totally.
Whoever gets the most points in the league that week gets $100. So there's a chance that you could win your money back within the first 16 weeks anyway.
and that's
you know
not
what I'm
even
saying?
talking about our sports betting line.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that's
then
crazy.
you get a free couple of months of Mo Sports Premium, which is our sports betting picks and all that
Nice.
included into it. It's super dope, and it's definitely the best fantasy league I know about personally. I don't know a league better than this shit. So it starts tomorrow. We're gonna drop the link tomorrow. Make sure y'all sign up and get it, man. And I'd like to thank Todd Frazier once again, the Todd Father. Pong charity Pong tournament for Tom's River Field of Dreams, July 30th at the Sawmill, 1 o'clock.
It's be there 12:15.
If you're playing,
If you're playing 12:15, free pizza. We'll get after it. Have a good time, man. We got a bunch of teams. We need a couple more.
Sign up.
Yeah,
the
let's
link
go.
is right there.
it
Sign up. It's gonna be so much fun, and Matt's gonna clip everything that we just did up. We're gonna have a nice hype video for the Pong tournament.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Out within the next day or two, and it's gonna be sick.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
gonna have
I'm
a
a
good
cook.
time.
Thank
And I
guys.
thank you for coming, man.
Appreciate you. Great.
Thank
Any
you, Todd.
event, anything you ever
Yes,
need,
sir.
Todd, you know what's up, bro. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what's up. Mo Sports got your back no matter what. Love you for this, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you
got it.
again.
Good work.
Mo Sports TV, we're out. Thank you guys for supporting. We'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
End live. That was great.